18th, 2018. And up to this point, we had some awesome experiences throughout the rut. A lot of awesome encounters and, just having out the opportunity at one of the bucks that I was really after. So for November 18th, we were just coming out of the lockdown phase. And one of the things that we were hearing and what was lining up with what we were seeing in the evenings were deer were starting to come back out into fields and start feeding, and they were starting to, does were really starting to segregate themselves. You could really start to tell which does had been bred and which ones hadn't. With all this information that we had, one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to get a better idea of what was going on during the mornings. And so I decided on November 18th during the morning to go up to a bedding area that was in a corner of a piece of property. We were up in the corner of a piece of property, and basically this corner was a bedding area, and there was crop fields that surrounded it. And what I was hoping to see was what these deer were doing in the morning, what kind of activity we were getting. Were we getting bucks coming back and cruising the edges of bedding areas trying to find that last doe? Maybe the last doe in heat was coming back to its bedding area off a crop field that was feeding. I really didn't know. I wanted to get a better idea of what was going on. My goal wasn't necessarily to get the opportunity at a big buck, but to get a better idea of what they might be doing. I was ultimately just trying to figure out what deer were doing during the morning. It's about 9:30 right now, and the morning started off really hot. It took me a while to get settled in the stand. Once I finally sat down, like there was a doe within 40 yards of me. I look behind me, there's 7 does in the field behind me. I look over to the field to the west of me. There's 3 does in that coming towards me. The bad thing, however, was with all these doe, a few of them got downwind of me and started snorting. So I seen about 17 does and 3 bucks, and a couple of them busted me. And there's not much you can do about that. I mean, they came in and just started stomping up the place. I do think it's that time of year where those bucks are starting to cruise and look for that last doe that's coming in the heat, or the last tier of does. With it being such a beautiful morning, we saw a lot of does, saw a lot of activity. Didn't see a lot of big buck activity, but one of the bucks that we did end up seeing was a buck that we call Little Boy. And the reason I call him Little Boy is because he reminds me a lot of the buck that my dad got, who was named Big Boy. And Big Boy was very tall, not very wide, but he had some really tall tines. So Little Boy was a younger version. And while I had no intentions on harvesting this deer, it's just awesome to see deer that you have history with and that you know about. So, and ultimately at the end of the year, we found his sheds. So it was just a great experience to have a personal encounter with him. Ultimately finding his sheds, and then spoiler alert for 2019, we've got pictures of him this year, as well as we've had a couple encounters with him already. We'll just have to show you the encounters when we drop the videos next year. The wind was blowing from the crop fields to me down into the bedding area, which ultimately helped me out because at the beginning of the morning it helped me out. Because all these deer were on the crop fields, they weren't getting my wind and they'd come back to the bedding area. Where the wind ended up hurting me later in the morning was the deer came back up through the bedding area and the wind was blowing right from me to them. here. It's time to go. I gotta eat. You don't care? Just hungry? While this morning didn't have quite the big buck activity that some of my other videos might have had during the rut, it definitely was, one of those mornings I wanted to share my experience because it's just a beautiful morning, and there was a lot going on. You don't have to see big bucks for it to be an awesome hunt. That scouting experience helped me make a decision on what I was going to do that evening, and just giving you a heads up, the next video is going to be on November 18th evening hunt, and undoubtedly my most favorite hunt from 2018. I mean, action was just action-packed. So the next video is going to be something that's really special. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give a like, and stay tuned for more videos, because I tell you what, the very next one that's coming was one of the best hunts from 2018, or at least one of the best archery hunts from 2018. So please subscribe and stay tuned for more if you enjoyed this video.